Nice one, Sonny. Nice one, son. Nice one, Sonny. Let's have another one. You. Fighting. 안녕하세요. 저는 축자라 손흥민 팬 가이라고 합니다. 네, 반갑습니다. I have a friend in Hamburg who is a big football fan, and he actually told me about Son when he went to Hamburg first, like when he was really young, 16, 17. I've known about him for a long time, before he came to England. Son has bad comments? I don't hear many bad comments about Son, so that will be interesting. Jeez, I don't know. The only people that can say bad things must be like bitter, kind of jealous people, because even my Arsenal friends who hate Tottenham, they like Son. So maybe like people that don't like Korea or something. I don't know. I can't think who it would be. It'd be interesting. Let's see. Okay, so you're saying it's negative comment about Son. I'm interested to see this. Son is just a shirt seller. That's the only reason they have him in the team. That's ridiculous because, I mean, it is true, Son sells a lot of shirts and it's great for any team to have him because he's the biggest player in Asia. I mean, that's not even worth responding to. It's the dumbest comment I've ever seen. Of course, he's like Tottenham's best player with Kane, so how is that? That's just ridiculous comments. So that one can go away. When they're conceding and game does not go as he wants, he gets irritated and he doesn't run around. Such a bad quality as a player, but he can't seem to fix that. Okay, this is just a hater. This is just obviously just a really stupid hater because to come back to that, he just won the goal, Puskas, where he ran the whole field and by himself and scored. So, and he's always trying hard for the team. Even when Tottenham are losing, often he's the only player that runs and tries and tracks back and tackles the whole game. He gives his all for the team, which is what you want, and that's why all of the fans and his teammates love him. So I think it's good to show emotion. You know, after the game, it's fine to cry or show extreme happiness, or when you score. Obviously, you don't want to be crying on the field, but he doesn't do that. He shows it to the right level. He shows he cares, which is what fans want to see. So, Son is overrated and ain't good enough to be one of our star players. From a Tottenham fan. That's crazy, because if Son is overrated, then what are players like the rest of their team, you know? Like, yeah, that's ridiculous. Son's definitely not overrated. His numbers this year are like one of the top in the world throughout all the leagues in terms of his finish rate. So he's definitely not overrated. He does so much more than just score goals. He's got good left foot, good right foot, good in the air. He's quick. He's a great team player. He tracks back. Nope. Very stupid comment. Disagree. So, Son hasn't got better since his time in the Bundesliga. Perhaps intellectual level is low. Okay, first of all, what does that have to do with his intellectual level? From all I know, Sonny's a pretty intelligent guy, but that's a weird comment. And whoever says he hasn't improved since the Bundesliga just doesn't watch German football at all, because he went to Hamburg when he was really young, and because he performed really well, he got his big move to Leverkusen. And obviously through his great performances there, that's what, you know, got him the big money move to Spurs, which is one of the biggest clubs in England. His stats from when he was from Hamburg to Leverkusen and now at Spurs, playing against better opposition, you can see an upward trend. He's improved a lot. He's become a world superstar. So yeah, that's absurd comment. Yes, we had 55% said yes and 44% said no. 14th of January 2021. That is an interesting one, because I wouldn't say, I mean, Son started the season so well, right? So of course he can't keep that. He can't keep that up. If he kept that up, he'd have 40 assists and 40 goals end of the season, and no one's ever done that. So you could say, I wouldn't say he's losing his form, but I'd say he did have a dip in his form. But I would say that's not through his own fault. I'd say Spurs started very well. They were top of the league, and then they started playing too negative. Didn't give any chances to Son and Kane. He wasn't getting the ball enough. And his numbers were still good. When he got the ball, he scored. He converted a lot of chances. But if you're not getting the ball enough, how can you score goals? So it's not a one-man game. You need your team to provide you with the ball, and they weren't doing that the last few games. So obviously he scored less, and his form has dipped a bit, but I wouldn't say he's lost his form. I think it's more on Tottenham as a whole. As his father said, Son is not world class. He must have gotten cocky, which led to poor performance. Okay, his dad did say that, but I'd like to see if you asked him now. I think he might have changed his opinion. And also, it's his dad, it's his father, it's a member of his family. It's not a good thing. He shouldn't be saying his son is world class. It's just, makes him, then it would maybe make him get cocky. In terms of calling Son cocky, it's just, I think that's probably the most ridiculous comment I've ever seen in my life, because he is the least cocky, most least arrogant person I've ever seen. Least arrogant sports star. Not arrogant at all, very down to earth, never talks highly of himself, just lets his play on the pitch do the talking, and that's why all people love him around the world, even Arsenal fans, and his teammates always talk so highly of Sonny because he's just a great guy to be around, he's not arrogant at all, so that comment is the worst. The two that come to mind would be Ibrahimovic. He's extremely arrogant, but again, he does back it up. I think he thought he was better than he was. He was an amazing player, but he thought he's the best ever, but he's not. And then another one that comes to mind is Balotelli. He shouldn't be that arrogant because he has so much ability, great talent, but he could have done a lot more in his career, up to now. And I've seen a lot of interviews with players, teammates that really didn't like his attitude, and he'd come late to practice and not care, be in no rush, so I think Balotelli, I'd say, is the most arrogant player of all time. So yeah, today, guys, we had a look at some negative comments about Sonny, which is pretty unusual these days because I only hear good things about Sonny. So calling Sonny overrated and a disgrace to career, he's lost his form and all that, I think that's just ridiculous because that you can back up with stats and you can see that, that's just not true. These days, a lot of people like to talk rubbish online, behind their keyboards, keyboard warriors, but I'd have to use swear words. I think you should try and achieve something close to what Sonny's done before you start talking shit online. And yeah, come say it to people's faces instead of trying to be cool behind your little computer. Sonny's awesome, what he's done is amazing. He's absolutely incredible, world-class footballer and a great person as well. So hope Sonny keeps playing well for Tottenham and keeps proving his haters wrong in the future. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm sure most of you agree with me that all those comments are ridiculous. So let's keep supporting Sonny and hopefully he has a great season ahead. Like, comment and subscribe and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much.